Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of FPL Backbenchers. This is your host Somnath, joined by my co-host Anjan. Anjan, how are you doing?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Just to update you guys, we are in the middle of the game week as per usual. So right now the remaining four matches of game week 28 is still going on. Uh, just a quick update: three matches are on halftime. Chelsea are leading 2-0 against Norwich. Big news: Rudiger is not playing. Personally, I'm very happy about that. I don't know. No, we have to live FPL. Come on. I did not have Rudiger, so good news for me. Apart from this, Saints vs Newcastle is 1-all at halftime. Wolves are miraculously leading 3-0 at halftime against Watford. Don't know what is wrong with Watford. And Leeds and Aston Villa is going on. Coutinho just scored a goal against Leeds. So, anyways, that's about it. Anjan, why is your game week, or rather, it's not good? Care to elaborate? What has gone wrong?
Ah, I don't want to. I don't want to say anything as such. My team has been performing worse. I think I have scored around 40 or 50 points just, and I have dropped around I think 30 or 40k in my rank. So it's going horrible at this moment.
Okay, so Anjan is basically too depressed to explain it to people who are confused about the statement. Basically, Anjan did not have James in his team, neither did he have or does he have Coutinho in his team. So that's the major kind
Exactly.
of grief point, and your captain is Rafinha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, another half to go, or at least more than a half to. Hopefully, Rafinha does something. Uh, my game week is going half decent. Uh, more than decent, but obviously my captain is not playing. Reece James was my captain, so he is not part of the leg due to an injury. I was initially very pissed out about it, but in the larger picture as to what entirely is happening with Chelsea Football Club, so I don't know. Seems a bit petty right now. Any feelings you want to share, Anjan, regarding
Mm,
whatever is going on? Nothing.
no.
Pissed?
Yeah. Yes. Obviously.
Anyway, cool. So, what do you want to discuss? Any specific match of this game week? What I think we should elaborate as to your decision about why you didn't take these games and exactly how do you think Chelsea played. I think that will cover a lot.
I think. I felt James was an like doubt for this match. I have always felt that because he just came back from a month long. He came back from I think 2 month long injury, and I thought like he will be gradually brought to the team. And looking upon looking against the opponent to which we are facing, I felt Norwich might be a game where he would be rested. I didn't expect that he will get injured again. So that was my thought process initially. And Rafina captain, that is, I feel like a stupidity. Exactly. I have Kai Havertz in my team. I could have easily gone him as a captain because I felt like Kai Havertz was a very decent option.
Mhm.
Uh, anyways, that's like part and parcel of that's a part and parcel of being an FPL player.
Yeah, that's fine. So let's not talk about Rafinha right now. I specifically wanted to talk about Chelsea. So actually, I basically got the confidence to take these James from our discussion and from what you said. I don't know why you feel that these things was not nailed on because from talking with you, I felt that these James was absolutely nailed on. Anyways, that thing do happen. Interesting thing to note is at least for people who like me who have not been following Chelsea in the Club World Cup and everything. I think starting with Havertz is suiting Chelsea more attacking wise.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I mean, I think I would not say it's minimal the threat and risk of Lukaku and Werner. But so, what do you suggest? Like, people should be holding on to their Chelsea assets, or how do you foresee rotation and everything with everything that is going?
Uh, I don't fear about that rotation factor as such much, but like in the backdrop, everything happening, like we have been sanctioned, like so many things are going around in the background. I think players would be a bit hesitant because they don't know about their future right now. Like they said, the transfer is banned, no incomings, no outgoings. So it's a very dicey kind of situation. And I heard some rumor also, if like Chelsea goes to some administrations, then I think the points, I think 9 or 12 points would be deducted also. So it's a far stretch right now. I think by next 1 week or 2 weeks, the things would be more in a clearer aspect.
Mhm.
I would personally prefer taking Chelsea picks right now.
Okay, you will personally avoid taking Chelsea picks right now. Okay,
Exactly.
so because they don't have a double in the upcoming game week, they do blank in game week 30, and I think they also have a Champions League sandwich in the middle. And after, if
Mm,
I'm not wrong, after 31 or 32, they again have the second leg of the Champions League. If I'm not wrong.
No, no. The second leg is after we play Newcastle in game week 29. And the 31 and 32 you were speaking, that would be our quarterfinal match.
First
Provided,
of the quarterfinal, provided Chelsea
yeah,
qualify,
yeah,
which they
exactly.
are touted to qualify at least. So
Yeah, hopefully.
hopefully. So yeah, so things are a bit dicey for people who want to hold or not to hold. I am one of those people who are in the position because I do have multiple Chelsea players in my team. Saying that, I think it's best to actually look at the double game week fixtures that are upcoming and then discuss basis on that. Small disclaimer, guys. Today, as you can figure out, my voice is not so well. I was suffering from a sore throat, so pardon for my voice if it's not properly audible. Also, there's a bit of a family kind of emergency, so kind of will be rushing to the section. Sorry for that. Nonetheless, we will not be compromising on the content itself, but bit we'll be rushing into it, right? So, anyways, on to game week or double game week 29. Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, Brighton, Everton, and Newcastle. So these are the 6 teams that do have the double game week. Straight off the bat, you can say probably the best double game week fixture is for Liverpool and Spurs. Then probably for Arsenal. I think Brighton are not a consideration. I don't
Well,
know.
I feel on paper Everton have a very nice double game week, but
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know what's I think what's wrong with their team right now. But
True.
but on paper, I think Everton have a very decent double game week. I think they play Wolves and Newcastle both in their home. I think Everton would be a different kind of team in while playing in their home. But again, I'm not personally attached to any of their picks right now, apart from I think probably a bench fodder like Gordon. But uh, on like on paper, I think Everton have a very decent double game week.
I think the way that you dismissed and did not even consider my Brighton discussion, it seems you're not even interested in talking about Brighton because we
No,
have
no.
started talking about Brighton and you jumped on to Everton. So I think, uh, okay, let's give it a shot for the sake because then we are getting biased. We are a bit of biased FPL pod, right? I think. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously, we should be.
we have our views. So, anyways,
Yeah, exactly.
Brighton have absolutely horrendous double game week. Probably, I would not say Spurs are one of the form teams of the league, but they're playing good. So, Brighton are
Yeah.
against Liverpool and Spurs. at home. Not much hope. I don't think anybody would be investing in their defense or in their offense. The only thing is, if you already do have a Brighton player, I would still consider thinking if you have a better single game week fixture or not. I will not be jumping on. Mm. Out of the two, probably I will be playing an attacker. If you have somebody like a Trossard, okay, that case can be made that you can play Trossard. But apart from this, I seriously would not bother with playing any defender. Definitely, even if you have them in the team, and I will not be touching Mope or Welbeck because I don't want that rotation in my life. Who is starting this game?
exactly,
Now, moving on, I think discussion wise, we should also cover Newcastle, and they
yeah,
are the ones who are having back to back double game week. They are the ones who did not keep a clean sheet in a favorable double game week in 28. So it can be safely said, I don't think there would be a clean sheet for them in 29 as well. One of them is against Chelsea, so that's away to Chelsea. There's no scope of that being a clean sheet personally. I think the Everton match against Newcastle will also be kind of tricky and it will not probably be a clean sheet. So yeah, would be wary about buying any Newcastle players right now. If you're already owning a Newcastle player like me, if you have the keeper or you have somebody in the attack like Chris Wood or Willock or somebody, Fraser, sure, I'll play them, but I'll not buy them. Why am I doing this exercise? Because this essentially will actually segregate out what is the transfer that we want to do because the transfer pool is
exactly.
kind of limited right now.
Limited right now.
Right. So the third team, if you have to consider, I'm sorry, Anjan, if I'm the only one speaking. So if you want to pitch in, you can always pitch in, right? You have already spoken about Everton. I would say Everton do have on paper at least the best double game week. They face Wolves at home and Newcastle at home. Anjan has already covered about the merits of Gordon. The good thing about Gordon is after this double game we can forget him on the bench as well because he's pretty cheap.
Exactly.
He's not your defensive midfielder who is costing 4.5 million. He is actually a winger who is costing 4.5 million. So that is a bit of a winger, or you can say 8.5, 9, whatever role that you call that. I don't know. Ten and a
Playing in
half,
the
9.
front three.
Yeah, playing in the country basically.
Yeah, basically.
Apart from this, the only if you have to take a fund, I think DCL might not be a bad fund, but then again we have to keep in mind the fact that Everton do not play in game week 30, so that caveat has to be there. If you're playing pre-hit in 30, I think you can take a punt on DCL, especially due to the fact that around 31, 32, Everton will get another double game week. So if you're playing pre-hit on 30, you're not exactly carrying DCL into that, and when you're carrying DCL into 31, 32, you're getting a double game week out of him again. It's probable to happen, it's not confirmed to happen as of now. So yeah, I think I don't think I will be touching their defense. Their defense is not really good, uh, especially due to the style that they're playing right now. I don't see them keeping any clean sheet as such. So yeah, I think fair picks, DCL and Antonio. So why don't you jump on to Spurs?
Yeah,
Because we already do own Harry Kane. So we absolutely recommend Harry Kane. We have been carrying Harry Kane since game week 10 or 12 at football. So he's been there in our teams for a very long time now. And not going anywhere. He is on form, definitely. So
absolutely, absolutely.
first preference if you ask
Well,
where to buy from Spurs,
well,
Harry Kane.
by first preference, if I feel Kulu is a very nice option, and I think recently we got to know that Sessegnon is out for I think till the next international break. I think for this period, I think Regulon is not a bad option. I think he would be a regular he would be a regular starter in the left wing back role. I think those
What
two
you
are
are
an
mentioning is
option.
basically a differential right now. So
Exactly.
can we like go structurally where we discuss the mainstays first and then we get on to differential, because Regulion, actually if you can take Regulion at this point of time, he is a differential. So it's good to own him. Uh, I think you would also agree that Harry Kane is the mainstay. You should be having Harry Kane. Son is not
Yeah.
exactly a bad option. He's not become bad overnight. I'm not saying. I've seen a lot of like a lot of these moves in the community where people are selling Sun to get Kane. I would not do that personally. So that's absolutely it's ridiculous. Making that move because Sun can easily outscore Kane. So if you already have Sun, I would not be selling Sun. Mm. But if you don't own Sun, and if you're looking for another Spurs attacker, I think Dejan Kulusevski is absolutely brilliant. We have been singing his praise for the past 50 weeks now, I think, on our pod, and he's been
Hmm.
consistently performing. To the extent, I also got him on my wildcard last game week, so it's not even I'm like buying him this game week. I already had him. Plan was to have Doherty last week, but just wanted to see whether he's assured that place or not. So nonetheless, um, and if you are looking for a differential, I think, as Anjan mentioned, Regulion is a brilliant differential. So, how do you see the matches going on? First matches
Ah,
against United at Old Trafford.
United.
What do you think
Ah,
will
I
happen?
I see. Uh, it would be a 2-2 kind of row for me.
I somehow feel United will have a difficulty in scoring. It will not be that fluent for United in that sense. I would like a 2-2 draw. That will enable basically both the opponents of Arsenal to drop points. I'll go for a 2-1 in favor of Spurs. I think Conte will be smart about this. So
Yeah,
teams
exactly.
like
Agreed. Completely agree.
second match is against Brighton. The Spurs have both match away. So what do you think the score line against Brighton will be?
I think Spurs would win it by 2-0.
I'll go for a 3-0. I think this is the match ideally which will suit Spurs more than probably United. So yeah, I think that is something to be looked at. Mm, Moving on. You want me to talk
Now,
about
let's talk about pool first. Liverpool. Then we can move to
the
Arsenal.
only conversation is we don't need to sing the praise for Liverpool. I mean, we don't need to justify why you should have players for Liverpool in a double game week. They are going for the title. They are the probably one of the hottest attacks in Europe. So you
Hmm.
should be covering as much as you can. The all important question though is, considering everybody already owns Trent and Salah, who should be the third one? If at all you need a third one. So first, what do you think, Anjan? Do we need a third Liverpool player for a double game week,
I
considering they don't play in 30?
I think that's not a bad option. If you are probably attacking game week 29 and probably taking a hit or two in game week 30,
Hmm?
I think that's not a bad option.
So who would your choices be? I mean, if you can like
Uh,
order them rank wise.
mm, I would probably go for my first option would be I think Robertson. Second option would be I think Diego Jota. My third option would be I think Luis Diaz.
Okay. So I have a question. You said your first option is Robertson. Now, obviously, if anybody who actually knows what my team is in wildcard, you would already figure out that I've already made my decision on my three Liverpool players because I already own three Liverpool players. So I have gone with Robertson. But I would like to specifically ask this: considering Robertson does not play 30, why do you think Robertson is a good pick? Do you see Liverpool getting clean sheet in 29? They have a match against Brighton away and a
Yeah,
match against Arsenal away. So,
yeah. I see specifically keeping a clean sheet against Brighton.
okay, Brighton, not both,
Not both.
not both. Okay, so you see them keeping a clean sheet against Brighton. Okay,
Yeah, and I feel Robertson has, I think, more attacking potential at this moment than Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he's a BPS magnet also.
hmm
I think uh, that side of Robertson and VVD are a very solid side. So I think he's a BPS magnet, and I feel Robertson at this moment he's in a better form than Trent Alexander-Arnold.
true. Uh, from my point of view, if you have to ask why Robertson, I would say specifically, I mean, we don't need to mention about the Brighton match. That is basically a coin toss. Anybody can perform on the day. Interestingly, like first, let's cover why Jota ahead of Diaz. You feel Jota will start the matches?
Uh, I feel, yeah, he should start one of the match.
Okay, so first, let me phrase as to if I personally, if you assuming you already own Trent and Salah, I would not be going for a third Liverpool player at all. That's my personal opinion. If at all I have to go for a third Liverpool player, I would be going for Robertson. Honestly, I would. I think obviously there is nothing ventured, nothing gained, but I would not want the headache as to whether I would not be wanting to be on the wrong end of variance wherein I choose Jota and Diaz start both the matches or I choose Diaz and vice versa. So I particularly I think would be avoiding that entirely. Uh, Especially I think a lot of people have been afforded the opportunity with the Reece James injury that they can easily move and switch to a Liverpool defender if they want. A lot of people will be taking that option as well. Why Robertson? Well, I think he is the best value pick after Jota specifically. Apart from that, for the Arsenal match, I mean, it's not confirmed. I think Tommy Tomiyasu should be back, but if he's not back, then in that case, I think the right hand side of Arsenal is a tad weaker than the left hand side, simply because Cedric is staying over there right now, and even if Tommy Tomiyasu comes back, we don't know how his match fitness and everything is. Also, I don't ask you the logic for this why, but Mane has a very uncanny knack of scoring against Arsenal when he plays Arsenal. So even more so than Salah. So I think these kind of factors do favor Robertson. Plus, he's a good hold. He is. If you're having Robertson for people who sold Cancelo, it's an easy switch for Cancelo. For people who want James, it's an easy switch to James later down the line. So yeah,
Exactly.
personally for me, I think Robertson makes the most sense. What about Arsenal? So another thing that we forgot to mention, I mean, by this point everybody does know, but then again we have to say it. Um, Out of all the teams that are doubling, only Spurs and Arsenal are the teams that do also play in Game Week 30 as well.
Yeah.
So if you are focusing your transfer towards these two teams, it might be a smarter and prudent choice. So before I give my biased opinion on Arsenal, Anjan, why don't you cover as to what do we do with Arsenal assets?
Yeah, Arsenal, one game is, I guess, whom? I guess one game is against
So,
Liverpool at home.
one is Leicester and away, and one is Liverpool at home.
Okay. So I feel like
No, no, actually
the
both are
less,
at home.
yeah, both are at
Leicester
home.
at home and Liverpool at home. Okay.
So I think the Leicester match is the one where Arsenal would probably keep a clean sheet. And a Liverpool match, I don't see Arsenal keeping a clean sheet. And moreover, I feel Arsenal attacking option are now a much better option than their defense.
Hmm,
So probably I will try to fit maybe one or two of their midfield option.
cool. Personally, I don't think Arsenal will keep a single clean sheet. Neither the Leicester match nor the Liverpool match. So if you don't own a defender already, I would not be going ahead to buy the defender because even in game week 30, I think at least the form that Coutinho is displaying, Villa might very well score against us in 30 as well. So clean sheet wise, it is not exactly looking very rosy. Apart from this, if you can, and the smart move would be, if possible, to double up on Arsenal midfielder right now. I think, although we are playing Liverpool and Leicester and Villa in the upcoming game week, I think Arsenal should be able to score or manage to score goals.
Yeah.
So that I think, uh, if I have to say logically and categorically jot down the preferences, definitely Saka is on top of the list. Then Martinelli, then Lacazette, and then probably Odegaard. Uh, I don't think Odegaard is a very bad FPL option, to be very honest. He can easily outscore all those people. But this is the preferential candidates, probably who gets in a much more FPL point scoring positions in that order. I would not be going near the ESR because Smith-Rowe probably will not start, and then his role is exactly not defined. I don't see Arteta not starting with the same 11 that he's been starting for the past 3 4 games unless something drastically changes. There were some pictures on Instagram where Lacazette posted of some training injury with Partey, but I would not be paying attention to that. I think those things are very normal in training. So I don't see him missing a match due to that. At least he would not have been joking about it if it was a match missing kind of an injury. So
Exactly.
that would be a preference. So what are your predictions for first Liverpool and then Arsenal matches?
I feel Liverpool would win it by 2-1 and
Against Arsenal,
yeah, against Arsenal.
okay, and
And
against
I
Brighton.
feel and Arsenal are playing against Leicester at home.
What happens at Liverpool against Brighton? Brighton against
Uh,
Liverpool.
yeah, I think Liverpool winning it again. I think 3-0, 2-0 or 3-0.
Okay, 2-0 or 3-0 Liverpool should be winning it.
Yeah.
um, Arsenal score prediction against Leicester
Arsenal,
Liverpool. So you
Leicester.
are predicting Arsenal to lose against Liverpool 2-1
Yeah,
and
yeah.
against Leicester.
I think they would win it by 2-1 or maybe 2-0.
Okay. Personally, for me, I think Brighton against Liverpool will be somewhat like 3-0 kind of a match. And Arsenal Liverpool, as much as I would love Arsenal not to lose, probably we will lose. So I will also go with a 2-1. Arsenal against Leicester can be tricky. I think 3-1 to Arsenal, probably.
Okay. So you feel like Arsenal would score around 3 to 4 goals in this particular
While
match?
I won't see us scoring 3 to 4 goals, I would rather say we are scoring around 2 to 3 goals. More
Okay.
like so. Those are the double game week picks. So there is nothing exceptional out here. We will still try to post out differentials from the team. Arsenal, if you want to go a differential, I think probably Tierney is somebody you can think about in defense or Gabe Jesus.
I think Martinelli is quite differential enough.
He's not
I
highly
think
owned,
he's
but
yeah,
Gabe
Martinelli is not highly owned. I think he's under 10% only.
yeah, and I think, but in Twitter circles, I think he is not as much of a differential as we are expecting. But nonetheless, this show is not for only Twitter community. Uh, Apart from this, any single game week picture attracts you, Anjan? There
I
are
think
Chelsea against
yeah,
Newcastle. There is
not that match exactly, but I think Crystal Palace against Manchester City that really attracts me. I think City would be definitely winning by I think 2-0, 3-0 kind of 3-0 or 4-0 kind of match. I see Manchester City scoring more than two goals.
don't you see City conceding a goal?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think Stones. I think Stones is a very viable option. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
because
would be.
Diaz has been said to be missing out for a month now.
Yeah,
So
I think Stones is not a bad option. Stones is a very viable option, viable alternative option. I think their defense is pretty much settled or decent enough to keep a clean sheet against Crystal Palace.
they're more than decent actually, Anjan. But
Yeah, exactly.
Palace are very good at attacking, so that should be something that probably we should be considering. But yeah, I think Stones is a good pick. Apart from this, I have a gut feeling that Mahrez will get a kind of run of matches in the Premier League now. Uh,
Mahrez has been always been getting a round of matches in Premier League when he isn't in my team. That is the point. When he is in my team, then he is always being in the bench. That always happens with his City players.
Co-prediction for City and Palace. 2-0 you said, right?
Uh, I say three.
I'll go for a 3-1 in favor of City. I think City lost the first leg, if I'm not wrong, against Paris. So that will also be a kind of motivation for them.
Yeah,
Any other single game week matches? I think we should be definitely discussing Southampton, Watford, Leeds, Norwich, and Chelsea, Newcastle.
yeah.
Why don't we
Southampton,
start with
Watford.
Chelsea, Newcastle?
Well, I see us winning, but again, all those things happening in the background. I don't. I think those factors will come to the play. I think those negative factors would definitely come to our play.
Mhm.
I still see Chelsea winning it, but I don't see Chelsea keeping a clean sheet. I see Chelsea winning it 2-1, and I won't be like surprised if Chelsea against draw this match by 1-1.
Okay. I personally don't see Chelsea keeping a clean sheet, but I'll go for a 2-1 to Chelsea. Um, so there is a discussion as to whether people should be holding on to these James or not. So you care to give your theory or your viewpoint about this?
Uh, I won't be personally holding Reece James. I know basically it's one game because anyways he would be missing 30, but he would be back in 31. But I feel like after the injury, after the recurrence of the injury in the other leg, I think he would be gradually. I think he would be brought very gradually to the team. Tuchel would be very cautious with him. I think Reece James would be more beneficial in Champions League matches or FA Cup matches for us. I think we have, I think minimal to play for in the Premier League. I think once the Premier League is secured, the top four position is well and secured. So, so I definitely feel like no point in holding him. If you want to get him, you can definitely get him after 31, after 30 also. I think there are I think there are lots of other options to. There are lots of other options like Robertson, etc. So I don't think so that you should be holding it to him.
Agreed.
What's your yeah? What's your thoughts actually about this particular thing?
Uh, Norwich has just scored a goal, by the way. Penalty for Timo Pukki. So yeah. There goes my Thiago Silva clean sheet. Anyway, as we were speaking about it, I personally feel it depends a lot on what is your chip availability right now and what is your chip strategy. If you don't have any or much chips left, there can be a case made to actually carry these games throughout. But if you are somebody who are having the luxury of two free hits or probably even a wild card also in there, I don't think you should be holding on to these chips. It will depend totally on your chip strategy as to how you play because by the time you, or rather the weeks that you ideally need these games in are probably the weeks that you will be playing your free hit or your wild card. So I don't think you need to carry these games onwards. Probably you can move on to a Cancelo or a Robertson or probably Spurs defender in that sense. That will make much more sense. Um,
Okay.
you are very bullish about the Southampton Watford match. So
Yeah.
what are your expectations from that match?
I feel Watford are like they are conceding lots of goals. I feel they would continue those particular kind of run. I see Southampton winning it comfortably, probably by 3-1.
But James themselves haven't been performing so well in front of the goal, to be honest.
Yeah, true. But like first match has been disappointing for them, and like second match also they haven't scored or they haven't given you any return. But I feel Watford match is a definite keep for me.
So would you suggest people to play probably a Broya?
Yeah, you can play him unless and until you are not benching him for a double game week player.
What about Leeds and Norwich? That would be should be an interesting and a tasty match in the sense that is
Well,
essentially played on the
I just hope that it's a high scoring match, but I don't think so. Leeds aren't scoring any. They did aren't scoring that much goal. Norwich, as usual, they never score so much goal. I see it to be a tight affair. I see probably I would go for a 1-1 draw in this match.
I personally feel this will be very close match. I think it will be decided on a 1-0, probably 1-0 kind of a match. Whoever scores on the day. Um, let's move on to our team before we quickly let's look at the fixture ticker. Arsenal are high on the list purely because they don't miss any match right now till essentially till the end of the season. I don't see any other blank happening for Arsenal as of now. Spurs are second on the list. West Ham, although they are third, I will probably not be going that way. Interesting thing to note is Aston Villa do have a very pretty bad run of fixtures beyond
Well,
ABC.
I just wanted to ask something. Like people holding Gerard Bowen, what should you do? If suppose you have Bowen in your team. What will you do?
I think I read a
Keep or
report
sell?
somewhere where it was said that Bowen is not playing in 29 and 30. So if that is the case, I will probably be selling, no doubt about it. I
Okay.
forgot who posted it on Twitter. It was from a verified account, obviously, but that was the message. So Bowen is ideally not fit to, he probably won't be starting.
Okay. Cool.
In that sense, I probably would not be holding on to Bowen. But
Any like
yeah,
differential for this match?
for which man?
For this particular gaming 29.
There are a lot of differentials. I think Regulion is a good differential to own. Let's quickly have a look at the picture once again.
Doherty itself he is a differential. He's I think 1.2
Actually,
or 1.3%.
if you're looking at only differentials from double game week, uh, then Doherty, Regulion, Martinelli, uh, probably even you want to punt on it, a Diaz is also a differential technically. Uh, Barring this, I think I have a differential in my team in the form of Anthony Gordon. Now it is upon them as to how Everton can perform. Practically, the entire Everton team is the differential. So there are certain differentials. If you want to look beyond the double game week, I think Ivan Tony is a good option. He plays Burnley at home. So I
Okay.
think that could be a good match to happen. Barring this, obviously the usual suspects from City as well. Be it Mahrez, be it Foden, I think they are a good option against Palace. Specifically, I think Foden will score. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we move on
And
to our
like and like mm, would you be playing any chip in this particular game week? Like triple captain or something like that?
not decided as of yet, but leaning towards no.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't have my bench boost. So if anybody is wondering, I've already played my bench boost in 26. So I don't see probably any chip that I would be playing. There can be an argument made for playing the triple captaincy on Salah, but I I will, I will not be doing that. Sanjan, moving on to your team, if you can quickly read your team for the listeners and
Can
what are
you
your plans?
like
Yeah,
can you
I
like
will
kindly
read it
read
for
my team?
you. Ramsdale in goal, who has a double game week. Cancelo, Trent, Thiago Silva, Saka, Havertz, Salah, Willock, Rafinha in midfield. Broya, Kane up front. On your bench is Foster, Weghorst, Ryan If-Nouri and Lucas. How many free transfer? How much in the bank? What are your plans?
I have 1.7 in my bank. I have one free transfer, and I would be probably taking a -4. My free transfer would be Havertz to Kulu, obviously, and my second transfer would be Thiago Silva to one of Doherty or Regular.
So you're going from Harvard to Kulusevski from Spurs and again from Thiago to a Spurs defender, right?
Yeah.
So that will bring you up to how many double game week players?
Uh, I'd be having Ramsdale,
Eight.
Doherty, Alexander Arnold,
Mhm.
and then I'd be
How
having Kulu
many
as
double
fifth.
game week players you'll be having? Yeah.
How many?
Eight.
Seven.
Eight.
Okay, eight.
Your single game week players are Cancelo, Rafinha, and Broya.
Yeah.
Armando. Move on to my team. Uh, I have Dubravka in goal. Uh, just give me 1 second. Yeah. Dubravka in goal, and then Trent, Reece James, Thiago Silva, Robertson, Coutinho, Salah, Rafinha, Kulusevski, Gordon, and Harry Kane. I'm playing 4-5-1 as of now. I would be selling James for a first defender. I have not decided who. And I so according to you, Anjan, who should I play? Between Thiago Silva and Adams, K Adams.
I would go for the Cherums
Okay, I have both Broya
because
and Che Adams, so I
uh,
think I would play Che Adams for the
yeah, yeah, exactly. You should play Cherums. I think Cherums. I think um, Cherums has the form in him. Cherums is someone who is not substituted as such. I think Broya plays generally for 60 to 70 minutes.
defense.
Broya has been substituted today also. I think
Okay,
after 60 minutes.
because
So I think Cherums, yeah, I think Cherums decent option. I play him, and moreover, we have a midweek match against Lille in Champions League. It is just after Newcastle, and I don't think Thiago Silva would be starting against Newcastle United. I guess Rudiger is in bench today, so probably Rudiger would probably start this match. Probably Sarr would start the match.
hmm,
Probably
Thiago
Alonso
Silva
would
should
start.
not be stopped. It's 80 minutes, so yeah, high chances he does not play the next match.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, I will be. So I'll be going for a 3-5-2 formation. Basically, somebody will be coming in place of James, and in the midfield, and Adams and Kane up top. Now I will probably be taking a -4, and I will be actually removing Coutinho, who is right now the on-form player. But I think I do need an Arsenal coverage in that sense. And so yeah, I'll be
Whom are you
getting
going
back
to take?
later, but I have not decided who I am going to take. And speaking that, Matty Cash has scored a goal, so it's 2-0 to Aston Villa. Matty Cash,
Maticas.
yes.
Maticas is in form.
Yeah, he has a humongous score. I mean, I think last match also he gave an assist, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, last match he gave 2 points. Last match he gave 11 points. This particular match he already has an assist and now he scored a goal.
He'll be around, I think, 18 points more. So, 29, 30
More
points.
than that. I think more than that.
So well done to Matty Cash owners. Probably
Yeah,
that's where we should have gone. Some
true.
good luck for you at least. I mean, Digne not being a total disaster at the end of it. So,
Why? What did you do?
no, I think he kept a clean sheet, right? Although he's blocking your
No,
points from the bench, but he still is having a clean sheet.
no point actually.
Even
I
Eight Nuri, I think, gave you an assist and a clean sheet. So, yeah, good
well,
enough.
it's a disaster for me. This game is this is generally a disaster for me.
Moving on. So, yeah, that's the plan. That's about my team. Anything else you want to discuss? Or we will wrap it up. But short
Mm,
pause.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think all the best to everyone. Sorry if it seemed a bit short with Crash. I think generally we have covered a lot. I personally, game week 30 onwards, it will be interesting because of the new fixtures and the schedule that will be announced for 31 and so on. And then we need to concentrate on the teams that are having a lot of double matches remaining or reschedule, postpone matches to be rescheduled in the future. So, anyways, thank you if you listened to the entire thing. Your support means a lot. Your love means a lot to us. Please do hit the subscribe button. Do hit the like button. Give us encouragement. Any feedback, drop into our comment section. Let us know. And may your arrows be clean. All the best.
All the best, guys.